What's up YouTube? For tonight's video, we have a Totodile sweep. I was actually meant to get this video up last night, but I felt really tired. Actually, this whole week I've been really tired. That's kind of why I've had a lack of uploads for. Anyway, I decided to do a vote on the little community tab thing. I'm actually going to throw this in every now and then on theme teams as well, and on the Pokemon sweep, just for something a little bit different. Now, 20 out of 24,000 votes, we had 44% going for the Totodile, so I thought, let's go for the Totodile sweep. And it's a pretty decent Pokemon, especially in Little Cup, and come up with a good set and strategy for make it work in a singles battle. Let's get into this one. If you have any Pokemon sweeps you'd like me to cover, please leave them below in the comment section. Any feedback on the video or strategies or ideas, put it below. I'd love to see them. I do like reading through all the comments. Now, obviously, I wanted Totodile once again to do all the work. I didn't want any baton passing at all. As I said, I usually only do that if the Pokemon has absolutely no way of boosting its stats, or it's very impossible. So especially stuff like, stuff like Dynamo. If you didn't see that Dynamo sweep last time, man, you got to see that. It was awesome. So anyway, I've got my masculine lead just to set up the web. Now it's got the web set up, and I've also got Scary Face on this set as well. So obviously the leading Pokemon its speed will not be dropped by Sticky Web at all. So I use Scary Face to drop their speed. And obviously if they did swap out, obviously they'll have the Sticky Web to drop the speed when they come in. So that was my strategy, just to drop the opponent's speed a little bit. Totodile isn't the fastest Pokemon in the world. Now, I've got my Jumpluff here. Now, Jumpluff here was solely to make the opponent swap, or at least just give my Totodile one turn. This strategy wasn't foolproof, but it worked a lot of the time. So the idea is to trap the opponent in with Infestation. A good thing about that is it can't miss. I wanted to use a non-damaging move, but that was the best I could possibly do. So I've got the opponent Drampa trapped in at the moment. I'm going to put them to sleep with Sleep Powder. Now, Sleep Powder missed so many times, it's really annoying. So the opponent is asleep. Now that's good. And now on the last move I got on this is Memento. So I've trapped them in, I've put them to sleep, and I'm going to use Memento. That'll drop their stats, and that'll swap me out of the battle too. So the opponent then will have to make a decision whether to swap out their Pokemon or stay in on the sleep. Most obviously you'd swap on the, obviously if your opponent is sleeping, you'd probably swap. That's what I'd do. Anyway, so Jumpluff is going to take itself out with the Memento, and in comes my Totodile to try and get a sweep happening. Crikey, mate. Alright, let's have a look at Totodile's strategy and some, I'll say just a couple of movesets that would be good for it too. So the Totodile I was running was a max speed, max attack Totodile. It's got nice attack and it's got good ways to boost it. Now, most of the time you'll see like a Dragon Dance boosting set for it, so I wanted to run something a little bit different from that. So I went for the Sword Dance as the, as the boosting attack. Now the good thing about Sword Dance, it gives it a +2 in attack. usually Sword Dance's use of Aqua Jet, but I want to run some other moves. So I gave it Flail and Aqua Tail with Endure. Now the whole point of Endure was to drop yourself to 1 health, which would also boost the power of Flail to its highest, and I actually ran the Torrent ability instead of Sheer Force, so that would give Aqua Tail a big boost in power as well, putting it in range of the Torrent. So obviously Torrent powers up water type moves, at a low amount of health. I think it's 25%. So I also gave it Normalium Z, which would power up the Flail if I wasn't able to get the 1 health off straight away, and Sword Dance to boost my attack, and that worked pretty nicely for me. The problem was it was a rather slow Pokemon too, so even with the Sticky Web down, it would get outsped by some other things, but mostly that was how it ran pretty much. Having a look at the rest of my team here, I had Masquerain with Stun Spore, Sticky Web, Scary Face, and Baton Pass. Baton Pass was mostly just a dry Baton Pass, maybe like Stun Spore the opponent. Now, Dandelion had Sleep Powder, Memento, Infestation, and Swagger, so I also had a Stun Spore and Swagger combination going there. If I couldn't put the opponent to sleep, say if they were Grass type or Insomnia, something like that. So I did have a little bit of a backup strategy. It wasn't as solid as the first one, but it still worked reasonably well some of the time. So usually with a Totodile, it'd be like a Dragon Dance, Waterfall, Ice Punch set. That's usually what it runs. Obviously, it doesn't have Torrent either. It's got Sheer Force to boost the power of Waterfall. So they're usually the moves that it runs on it. I'd say that in Little Cup a lot of the time when you see Totodile, but I wanted to run something like a little bit harder or more tricky than that. So I'm going to show you a couple of bloopers. This is probably the best blooper that happened. I've also got a good battle after this. So we had a Solgaleo here. I'm going to use Swagger against it. Now I wanted to raise this thing's attack and give it the Confusion. Confusion was sort of like the main thing here. So I gave it the Memento, and obviously it's got full metal body, so that didn't affect it. I just kind of wanted to feint myself. So it hit itself with Confusion, it's paralyzed, so I thought this was a good opportunity to send into my Totodile. Plus, it had Flare Blitz and had a Sunsteel Strike, which were not very effective against me, which would have done a lot of damage still, so I was hoping they would stay in, but they didn't. And then they had the Tapu Koko coming in, which actually got a Sticky Web drop in speed, but I was thinking it may not actually still work. So I went for the Endure. It's going to go for the Electro Bolt, which is going to take me down to the 1 health. Now, surprisingly here, I actually outspeed the Tapu Koko and take it out with 1 flower. So I was like, damn, this is really, really going good. And then they send out the Necrozma. Now, Necrozma's fairly bulky, but I thought this would be just enough to take it out with the Flail. Obviously, Flail was a lot stronger than Normalium Z Flail as well, especially on 1 health with the Totodile there. So anyway, Necrozma can basically take me out with anything, and I go for the Flail here, and it just misses the damn kill, and it's going to wreck me. All right, people, enjoy the battle.